Rob Fraser here. About to go in the gym, but I just wanted to just talk about a couple of things I had on my mind. Um, you know, if you just come across me on YouTube or whatever, long story short, got out of Marine Corps after 12 years, marketing online. Didn't make any money for 5 years, and then in 2015 had my breakout year, if you will. Long story short, I was in over $100,000 in debt and ended up paying it off in under 9 months. And the thing I wanted to share is because I know there's a lot of people out there following me, and a lot of people who are in just a different stage of marketing or life. And just so you know, we're all, if you're internet marketing, network marketing, affiliate marketing, just wanting to, just be your own boss, be self-employed, just know that there's different stages of the game. You'll go from making no money, then you'll go to making some money, then you'll have your breakout year. And then, there's still stages after that, because I looked at myself and, I'm nowhere I want to be. Even though I make more now than I ever have online, but it's still, I still have taxes, I still have life issues I'm dealing with and working through. And, the thing that kept me going the most was, before, I had breakthroughs is just sheer persistence and sticking it out. And this will kind of come full circle here, but the thing is, whatever stage you're at, just know that if you feel like you're doing the same thing every single day and you're just kind of going through the same motions every single day, day in and day out, just understand that there's actually power in persistence, in pursuing a plan. Even though it may seem like you're not getting results, you're not getting traction, you're not getting ahead, just know that just going through the daily motions of, putting out videos, buying traffic, talking to new people, making phone calls, whatever it is you're doing, there's power in that. And if you just keep on keeping on down that path, eventually you'll hit your breakout. There's a story about the Chinese bamboo tree. Long story short, they plant a seed, it's in the ground, they water and fertilize it for, I think, 5 or 7 years, something like that, and nothing happens. Nothing visible is happening. They're watering and fertilizing an empty spot on the ground. Then in 90 days, that seed breaks through and it grows, I think it's 60 feet in 90 days or 90 feet in 60 days. Regardless, it grows up super high and fast. And the point is, if you stopped watering it and fertilizing at any point in time, the seed would die. And it's the same thing with this business. You just keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and nothing happens. And I've been there. I had to fight off depression. For me, it was about personal power. Not to go too far out in left field, but my ex-wife had power over me. When I joined the Marine Corps, the military had power over me, meaning, this outside force, you can't do this or you can't do that, and you have to do it this way, and you have to conform to these norms. Just those outside forces always had power over me. When I was super young, I was in a, semi-super-ish religious household, but it was also very strict. And so it's just, there's always some force that had power over me. And then when I finally got out on my own terms as a civilian, it was debt. The debt had power over me because I couldn't live my life how I wanted. I couldn't get a passport. I couldn't travel. I couldn't bank on my tax returns because I had this debt that had power over me. And I got so sick and tired of just having all of these forces just controlling me in some way, shape, or form. And even now, it's moved on to other things. I've had issues with, women, lust, drinking, just depression. Just one thing I'm still working on my own personal life is restoring my late relationship with my existing kids. So for me, entrepreneurship was just about having personal power, having a personal choice to where I was living life on my own terms 100%, so I could pursue other things such as restoring my late relationship with my kiddos, or just working on myself to a point to where I didn't have to pick up a bottle or rely on women to make me feel as a man, or feel loved, or whatever the case may be. And the point is, when you hit that dry spell that you think nothing is happening, you have to, number one, just keep persisting, and number two, tap into that deeper why as to why you're doing this. In my case, it was just about having personal power over my own life. And I don't consider myself 100% independent, because I still have issues. I still have issues with women. I still have issues with, drinking. And when I say women, I just mean, not women like I'm whoremongering around, but just the fact that, it's just, I know that weakness is there, if you will. And I'm just working on becoming 100% independent and not needing this attention, be it sexual, physical, or whatever, from any other source. You see what I'm saying? I'm not talking about, being, a self-loving hippie or anything like that, but it's just about having my own personal power, my own personal self-worth, my own personal dignity, and not having to rely on anything else to give it to me. So it's the same thing with the business and entrepreneurship. And, I have to also manage, now that I'm making money, to not let money be that all-consuming, controlling thing. Because it's like, yes, even though I've separated myself from a job per se, and now I don't want to make my new idol money and become a workaholic, which, is another balance in and of itself. So, just different things like that I'm working on. But I share that because we all have those issues, and we're all working on different things in our own personal life. And entrepreneurship, you really come to terms with those things. And once you come to terms with those things, you recognize it, you can take the actions to, get better in those areas. And that will ultimately, make things start to make things happen in your business as well. You just develop the persistence necessary to keep going. You just pick up every single day. And sometimes if you have to slam yourself into it, you have to go through the motions. Just pick up, go through the motions, and sooner or later that you'll start to catch momentum. It's the same thing working out. Sometimes I'll come here and I'll just go through the motions the first 10-15 minutes, and then all of a sudden it'll snap and it'll kick in, and then I'll get a good workout in. But I would have never got that workout in had I not showed up. So stay persistent, keep showing up, keep working through your own personal issues. You may see certain people with different levels of successes, but we're all dealing with, different, issues and demons and whatever you want to call it. So that being said, just throwing out a, more of a personal video here. If you have, if you relate, whatever, leave the comments below. In my case, it's about just recognition and, just a lot of different things go into it. And understand that entrepreneurship, it's not just, making money, but you'll discover it goes a lot deeper on a personal level. And once you start dealing with these personal issues and you start to conquer them, you'll start to hit different levels in your business. So if you feel like nothing's happening, take a step back, focus on yourself, keep showing up, work harder on yourself than you do on your business, and sooner or later the results will start coming in. Remember the Chinese bamboo tree story. Rob Frazier here. Leave your comments below the video. We'll talk to you in the next one.